You think being nice makes you a good person. But what if I told you that, to most people, it makes you look weak? You know that feeling, when someone cuts you off mid-sentence, and you just laugh it off to avoid the tension. When they make that passive-aggressive comment and you smile, pretending it didn't sting. You keep the peace, hoping one day they'll see your kindness and treat you better, but they don't. In fact, they test you more. Here's the brutal truth. Nice people get used, not because they're nice, but because they don't know how to pair kindness with strength. Your desire to be liked is silently broadcasting one dangerous message. You can cross me. I won't bite. People aren't evil, but the human brain is wired for survival, and it reads social cues constantly. When someone sets no boundaries, others assume there's no consequence, and where there's no consequence, there's disrespect. If you like this type of video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Think about it. Who gets the most respect in your workplace, your family, your group of friends? The quiet one who never disagrees? Or the one who doesn't need to raise their voice but radiates an unspoken, "Don't play with me"? There's a line in the wild. Lions don't roar to be liked. They walk in silence, and the jungle makes way. You've been barking like a puppy hoping someone throws you a bone. And the worst part? Deep down, you know it. You feel it in the pit of your stomach every time you stay silent when you should have spoken. Every time you're overlooked after giving everything. That ache you carry it's not just sadness. It's self-betrayal. But here's the pivot. You can still be kind. You just need to learn how to stop bleeding in front of sharks. Respect isn't about being loud. It's about being unmistakably clear without ever raising your voice. You might think respect is earned through favors, kindness, generosity. But the truth, respect is rooted in boundaries. And boundaries are felt, not announced. Picture this. Two people walk into a room. One is cheerful, agreeable, even apologetic for existing. The other is calm, composed, says little, but every word feels intentional. Who commands more respect? It's not charisma. It's not charm. It's the unspoken authority that says, I know who I am, I know what I tolerate, and you won't cross that line without consequence. The problem is that you've been trained to seek approval. Somewhere along the way, you learned to associate being liked with being safe. So you became the good one, the pleaser, the one who avoids conflict like it's a bomb. But in doing so, you erased your edges. And people can't respect someone with no edges. They push. They test. Not always because they want to hurt you, but because humans subconsciously search for hierarchy. They want to know, where do you stand? What are your rules? Can I get away with this? If your energy says yes to everything, people won't take you seriously, because you don't take yourself seriously, and the universe mirrors that. You want to change that? Then stop explaining so much. Stop over-apologizing. Stop laughing when you're uncomfortable just to make others feel okay. Say no. Not with bitterness, but with grounded conviction. Walk away from conversations that disrespect your values. Let your silence speak louder than justification. Psychological power doesn't scream. It doesn't beg. It doesn't need validation. It sits quietly, unshakable. Respect doesn't begin when others change. It begins when your presence makes it impossible to treat you like anything less than what you are. You don't want respect. You want to be liked. And that's the problem. Maybe you don't admit it out loud, but your behavior exposes you. You're addicted to validation. You say yes when you want to say no. You tolerate what drains you. You shrink yourself to keep the room comfortable. Why? Because deep down, you believe that being liked keeps you safe. That if everyone approves of you, you won't be rejected. But here's the painful twist. This is exactly why they don't respect you. Respect doesn't grow where there's neediness. It grows where there's self-sufficiency, where someone doesn't beg to be seen, but makes it impossible to be ignored. And if you're honest, you know this trap has cost you more than just self-respect. It's cost you peace. You're constantly monitoring how others perceive you, replaying conversations, wondering, did I offend? Should I have said that? Do they still like me? It's emotional slavery, a prison with golden bars made of politeness and fear. And every time you choose peace over truth, silence over discomfort, niceness over honesty, you reinforce the bars. You become the nice one, the emotional trash can, the one people run to when they want to vent, take, manipulate, because they know you'll always be there, smiling, nodding, swallowing. And it hurts, doesn't it? The exhaustion of always giving and rarely receiving, the quiet resentment building in your chest, the bitterness of being the helper in everyone's story, but the hero in none. You confuse being peaceful with being passive. But here's the truth you need to tattoo on your soul. If your kindness requires you to betray yourself, it's not kindness, it's submission. You want to be respected? You need to break the addiction to being liked. Because the people who matter won't need you to shrink to love you. And the ones who do, let them go. You've been told your whole life to be a good person, but no one told you how to be a respected one. You hear the word fear and recoil. It sounds cold, harsh, even toxic. But Machiavelli wasn't advocating cruelty, he was exposing a reality. People may like you for your kindness, but they respect you for your boundaries, and when necessary, they fear crossing them. That doesn't mean shouting, threatening, or playing mind games. That's just emotional insecurity wearing a tough mask. Real fear, the kind that earns respect, comes from stillness, precision, knowing exactly who you are, what you tolerate, and never blinking first. Think of the people you've met who command a room without saying much. They don't demand attention, they attract it. Not because they intimidate, but because they don't need you to approve of them. That's the silent kind of fear we're talking about. The kind that stops someone from pushing too far, not because they're afraid of your reaction, but because they know there's a line that doesn't move. You want to be respected? Then people need to feel, not hear, that crossing your boundaries has a cost. That disrespect won't be met with begging or second chances. It'll be met with absence, silence, detachment. But here's the balance. You can't be feared and hated. That's a bomb waiting to explode. Machiavelli warned of that too. If people fear you, but feel you're unfair, cruel, or arbitrary, they'll wait in silence, then destroy you the moment they get a chance. So here's the formula. Be just, be firm, be clear, be compassionate, but never at your own expense. Be the person they respect and know better than to cross. This isn't just about how others treat you, it's about how you taught them to. No one wakes up and decides to be a doormat. That behavior was built, layer by layer, usually from childhood. You were trained, subtly or directly, to believe that love had conditions, that if you were nice, quiet, agreeable, helpful, you'd be safe. You learned to fear confrontation. You were told that saying no was rude, that expressing anger was ugly, that putting yourself first was selfish. And so, like most people pleasers, you built a persona, the selfless one, the understanding one, the one who always bends. But underneath that mask lives someone angry, exhausted, starving for respect. And here's the trap. The longer you play that role, the more you lose touch with your real self. You begin to believe you are that character, and every time someone crosses your line and you stay quiet, not only do they lose respect for you, you lose respect for yourself. This isn't about becoming aggressive, it's about becoming real. And real starts with one question. Who taught you that being good meant being invisible? You have to go back and find that moment, that belief, and break it. Because as long as you carry the internal programming of, I'll be loved if I'm small, you will never be free. You will keep shrinking in every room. You will keep tolerating disrespect like it's normal. And you'll keep blaming others, when in reality the cage is inside you. But cages can be broken, and it doesn't take rage. It takes awareness, presence, reprogramming. You don't have to become someone else. You have to remember who you were before the fear took over. And when that version of you stands up, no one will dare to push you down again. This isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming whole. You've spent most of your life being easy to love. Now it's time to become impossible to disrespect. People will tell you, don't change who you are. But the truth is, you already did. You changed the day you started hiding your truth to fit in. The day you silenced your instincts to avoid rejection. The day you started believing that being liked was more important than being real. But now it's time for a new version of you to step in. One who's kind, but with claws. Who loves deeply, but walks away when necessary. Who listens with empathy, but doesn't let anyone rewrite their values. You don't owe anyone endless access to you. Your time, energy, attention, those are privileges, not entitlements. And when you start treating them that way, the world recalibrates. People either rise to meet your standards or fall away. Both outcomes are blessings. You'll hear things like, "You've changed." Let them say it. That's the confirmation. You are changing, from emotionally available doormat to calm, centered authority. That version of you doesn't yell to be heard. They don't over-explain. They don't try to prove their worth. Their presence speaks. Their silence stings. And when they say, "Enough," it echoes. This is where true power lives, in restraint, in boundaries, in choosing who gets the best of you, instead of handing it to everyone by default. It's not arrogance, it's self-respect. And once you taste it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. So the question is no longer, how do I get people to treat me better? The real question is, how do I show up in a way that makes disrespect unthinkable? And the answer, you stop performing kindness for approval and start living your truth with spine. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe button.